Yo, yo, you trying to get this bag, right? You trying to get these subscribers, right? Exactly. You can't just be cute. You gotta be sexy. You gotta bring that sexy too. Yeah. Come on. Show me some nipples. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Show me all the nipples. Ooh. Whew. What's going on, everybody? It's your man Sean here with Mike and Cam. Episode 3. Dry humping. I don't know why I do 3 like that. I just do. Anyway, third time recording this. I recorded about 3 hours ago. We surrounded by threes. And look at me go. Fighting through my commitment issues. One Wednesday at a time, baby. Another episode of Dry Humping. Let's do it. You know, in the beginning, we have a few topics we just touch on. Pretty much old news, but I got to drizzle my 2 cents off in there. So here go my 2 cents. First and foremost, I'm vaccinated, baby. Hey, I'm 74% vaccinated. I got the Johnson & Johnson, the one-hitter quitter. And it wasn't until about 27 hours after I got that I learned that it was only 74% effective versus COVID and not in the 90th percentile like a lot of other ones. Thank you for that late information, Nicole. But it's okay. Listen, I'm happy with it. 74% vaccinated. I'm 74% more vaccinated than I was last week. And I'm okay with that. We'll take it. Getting a 74% vaccination beats my game plan of just standing outside of a Walgreens and waiting till somebody come out with a Band-Aid, knocking them over and sucking on their arm. So we got it done the right way. Here we are. I'm happy with it. Moving on. The MLB All-Star Game. As everyone knows now, they took the All-Star Game out of Atlanta because of their controversial voting laws and all of the changes they're making to make voting more difficult for people. And shout out to MLB for doing this, to Major League Baseball. We've seen moves like this work in the past. In 2017, the NCAA removed some tournament games from North Carolina because of their controversial bathroom bill back in the day. And shortly after they missed all the revenue from those tournament games not being there, the law got repealed because there were future plans to continue to move stuff out of North Carolina. So the law got repealed. So we've seen sports make a difference and help incite change before. Hopefully we can see it again here. I do want to give a shout out to Coca-Cola and Delta Airlines. The Delta CEO got on the news, put his face on it, and got out there and said how wrong it was. And some people are, we want them to do more. What else do you want them to do? Delta's not going to stop taking flights and bringing flights into Hartsfield-Jackson, busiest airport in the world. Delta's not going to stop operating out of that airport that they basically built. The world of Coca-Cola is not going to move up to Rhode Island because of this. But, they put their names on it, and the governor and Republican lawmakers have responded by hitting them with some taxes. So they're paying a price for standing up. At least it looks like they may. We'll see how that plays out. I want to send positive thoughts and everything to DMX. I'm pretty sure you guys know DMX had an overdosing incident over the weekend. And last I heard, he was in critical condition in the hospital. Hopefully he pulls through. Last of the quick hits. If you do not know who Greg Kelly is, you probably don't, because most people, I'm assuming, who's watching this or listening to this do not watch Newsmax. And if you do, hey, shout out to you. But he's an anchor on Newsmax. And after New York legalized marijuana, he put his 2 cents in with a tweet. I'm not going to read the entire tweet to you, but basically he said something along the lines of, don't smoke weed. The one time he smoked some weed with his friends, he was in Kentucky and he woke up 4 days later in Nairobi, Kenya. Someone should tell Greg that either A, that wasn't weed. There is no B. That wasn't weed. If that happened, that wasn't weed. And I have questions as to how the hell they got you through the airport unconscious. And I think the real lesson from this is either never smoke with Greg Kelly's friends, or you definitely want to smoke with Greg Kelly's friends, depending on your get down. All right. let's get to the story of last week. Bhad Bhabie. Had to make sure I said that right. Bhad Bhabie, who I, up until 4 days ago, was calling Bhad Bhabie because I didn't know any better. Bhad Bhabie, Miss Cash Me Outside from Dr. Phil, turned 18 years old, almost immediately made an OnlyFans, and made $1 million in the first 6 hours on OnlyFans. Apparently, she shattered a record. Shout out to her. I hope there weren't too many men over the age of 25 sitting back waiting for Bhad Bhabie to make an OnlyFans so they could go subscribe. But if you are over 25 and you did it, I'm not mad at you. Do your thing. If you know me well enough, you know I have a bit of an affinity for the underbelly of society. And with that being said, I've had conversations with people, with sex workers who are on OnlyFans, and I paid attention to OnlyFans, and it's quite obvious that is what OnlyFans wants. OnlyFans wants the Bhad Bhabies and the Bella Thornes, even though Bella Thorne lied and said, hey, you guys subscribe, I'm going to give you a topless picture, made $2 million, and OnlyFans had to do a bunch of chargebacks and give a lot of people their money back. I don't think Bhad Bhabie promised anybody anything. And I haven't subscribed. I don't know this for a fact. I don't think she did anything like lewd on there. I don't think she's naked or did anything explicit on her OnlyFans. I think she just got on there and did some like sexy photos, maybe a couple sexy videos. Nothing too nasty, nothing too racy, nothing nude or anything. And if that's the case, that is what OnlyFans wants. I'm sorry. OnlyFans they did not get into this to be the place where out-of-work strippers and bartenders and just, hell, these days, everyday people go to sell their sex tapes and them masturbating at home for profit for $2,000 a month or $1,500 or a couple $100 a month. When OnlyFans came out with their design, what happened with Bhad Bhabie was what they were thinking about. Let's get B-list, C-list, has-been celebrities. Let's get them on here. If you're someone who's on Instagram and you can't give them everything on the gram, but you want to give them a little more, this is the place to do that. I don't think they had it. As a matter of fact, I know they did not have the intention of it just becoming a place where you dropped all your sexual content. But that's what it became. They accepted it. They got their cachet and their brand. They built their brand through sex workers and all of the explicit content on there. So that's kind of where they are now. And you keep hearing about them wanting to have an iPhone app and be in the Android store, and you cannot be in those types of stores if you allow nudity or adult content. So we'll see how it plays out. If they can get the Bhad Bhabies to make $1 million in 6 hours, then they will probably have no problem saying goodbye to all of the people making a few $1,000s a month on there. If this could be the trend. Speaking of this being the trend, before I recorded, I went like, let me see. She made $1 million in the first 6 hours. Has she made another $1 million in the following days? So I went to her Instagram, and the first thing that popped up was a video of her on there demanding an apology from Dr. Phil. She demanded an apology for the things that happened to her when she was at his ranch in Utah, his behavioral correctional ranch in Utah. And she basically warned him that if he doesn't apologize to her and Hannah by today, that she was going to handle it her way. This video is old. You can tell it's old simply because it looks like she said April 5th in the video, and the voices changed and the mouth. And nothing happened with the mouth. It looks she mouthed April 5th, but her voice has changed to say the 7th. So it's an old video. Maybe he didn't respond to it, so she's giving him a few more days. But I was really curious. I didn't hear about any of these allegations coming out of this ranch, or from her or this young lady Hannah. And my question to that is, why not? We hear about accusations coming out of all types of places for all types of people. These women are saying, hey, something happened here, and I have not heard anything about it. I'm just curious about that. But let's move on. Get out of there. Donald Trump. For all the people who want more Trump in your life, he is offering on his new website, 45office.com, He's offering personalized greetings similar to what they do on Cameo. But him and Melania, they're very busy people, so they say please allow up to 6 weeks to hear back for a response. So if you're someone who wants to get a Donald Trump greeting, there you are. Go to 45office.com. I'm pretty sure it'll be a nice lump sum of money for him to do it for you. But there it is. Before you go and do that, you might want to pay attention to what's coming up next. Apparently, people who donated to the Trump re-election campaign were getting charged on a weekly basis their donation. So if you donated $300 to the Trump campaign back in September, they charge you $300 the next week and $300 the week after that. And a lot of these people did not know that was the case because it was in the finest of fine print at the bottom. To the tune of the Trump campaign has now had to refund over $120 million to people who they have continuously charged without their knowledge or without them knowing they were signing up to be charged on a monthly basis for a subscription. So you basically had however much you gave him for your original donation, you were basically paying him that every week, and you wasn't even getting Trump twerking. That's some bullshit. Oh man. So yeah, be careful. Apparently the Trumpster's still up to Trump things, all about getting the money. And if you're a supporter of his and you want to donate to his campaign, make sure you double check everything and you're not giving to him weekly. Speaking of that, what happened with Texas? A lot of people in Texas, when they had the snowstorm there and the energy stuff happened, you have people that are getting $17,000 light bills and electric bills, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 electric bills. Whatever happened with that? I need to Google that. Did those people still have to pay that? Did they? And same thing, that was coming out of people's bank account without them having to actually physically go pay it. A lot of those energy companies down there require you to have your debit card, your bank information on file. So when your light bill comes due, they just deduct it. I wonder, did those people ever get their money back? Or was that just a dims the brakes? Curious. Before we get out of here, I want to give a big shout out to G's Clippers in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. For those of you who do not know the story, G's Clippers out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, they are offering COVID vaccines at the barbershop, which is amazing. Anytime we can find another place to get vaccinations, let's do it. Trust me, here in Connecticut, they are hard to get. I was looking at lines for like places that had no appointments for 2 weeks out. So you have another place that is offering the vaccination. That's amazing. Of course, the barbers aren't in there giving people vaccinations. They have actual professionals doing that. But not only is it important for the vaccinations that are happening there, it's important for the conversations that are happening because that's there. You're going to have people who come in there for a haircut who are probably completely skeptical of the vaccination, anti-vax, like I'm not doing it. They sit down, they see people going in and out getting vaccines. That starts the conversation about it. They get some information. They may decide, hey, not only am I going to get vaccinated, I'm going to go talk to other people who were thinking like me before this moment. So not only is it big for the vaccination, but also for the conversation. So big shout out to G's Clippers in Milwaukee. Good on you, my man. Question of the day. I asked you guys my first time doing this about the spam calls, and thank you guys. Oh my God, thank you, because I was about to get my number changed because I kept getting those phone calls. Apparently, it's a pandemic. It's the other pandemic right now. Everybody's getting them. So thank you guys for that, saving me the headache of changing my number. Question of the day today. Do people still use Western Union? Like, do people still physically go and fill out the carbon paper to send money to someone? Do you still use Western Union? And if people are no longer using Western Union, how can... Nope. Never mind. I did that earlier. I'm not doing that. Yeah, no. I had another little question about scams. I'm not going to touch that. You know what, people? Let's get out of here. This has been therapeutic for me. I hope you got something out of it as well. Until next Wednesday, I'm Sean. This was Dry Humping. Peace and love.